Hey all, and welcome back to the Planet Plipcam channel. In today's video we're going to be taking a look at movie studios. This is created by Superfly0001, a subscriber to the Planet Plipcam channel. Thank you very much, I do appreciate you very much. And we're going to be taking a look at this park today, which is movie studios. This is the first video really where I'm going to be controlling the video and the video that you actually see on the controller while speaking. I'm giving it a go since this is quite a mega park on the Xbox Series X or S on next gen consoles. So I do hope that you enjoy this video. If you do enjoy it, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the Planet Plipcam channel. But as you can see, there's so much to explore. There's Hollywood Tower of Terror, there's Nickelodeon IPs, the SpongeBob SquarePants, all things like that to explore, along with Ghostbusters as well. Lots of realism packed into this park and some good scale as well. So we're going to jump into Plipcam mode to start with, and we'll take a look at the entrance area to the park. So of course you can probably hear me clicking away as I type in Plipcam just here, and we're going to head over this bridge, which is very nicely done, trimmed off just above with the foliage, and I will read you the description a little bit later, but as this is the first time me controlling and speaking, it is going to be a little bit difficult. But you can see around here the foliage is nicely placed down. It does say in the description to view this park mainly at night time, which I will do. It's always nice to listen to what the creator thinks. But the first thing that I would say is that this foliage does need to be rotated a little bit. You can see the 2D shapes and how they are aligning with each other just down there when you're looking along. So that certainly does need addressing a little bit. But just a minor little tip just there. You've got a little bit of clipping on this big M. It's very nice how you're doing some floor art. I do like it when people do that in Planet Coaster because it is a big thing in real life. And certainly in Planet Coaster not many people do it. So we've got a big almost globe just in front of you, so movie studios will fly around to the other side, and whilst we're doing that we'll just take a look at where you can buy your tickets. You have the studios animatronics just in here. I'll try not to get lost in Plipcam mode, and you can see the globe that goes all the way around there, so quite a trek to go across this plaza way, but I think it's really effective and really sets you up for the, you know, how grandiose the rest of the park is. So we'll head into this area of the park through the big archway, which is very impressive from both sides. Very good advanced move to get the nice archway around there as well. So we've got the movie studios store. I'm going to go into daytime just to have a look at this, because I do think that at daytime the interiors work much better. And for me, daytime is always better than nighttime for showcases anyway. But certainly for the rides, we'll try and go in at nighttime, as the creator has suggested. So as I say, they're a subscriber to the Planet Plipcam channel. I really appreciate them for that. And if you want to join the community today, I really appreciate you subscribing for more Planet Coaster console videos just like this. And hopefully Planet Zoo we'll try and get on that train very early for the Planet Zoo release on console when it comes out. I'm pretty sure it will do, but we're just waiting for that. So very nice shops around here, quite generic. They're certainly not the best interiors in the game, but a good shot at them. You got the studios just around there. We've got Looney Balloons. I like the interior of this one with the t-shirts and how you've used the icing pieces of balloons. That's really clever. I've never actually seen that to make balloons. I was making a balloon stall the other day on a live stream, and I was struggling to get balloons how I wanted them. So very well done there. We head over to our first ride. This is called the Studios Black Back Lot Tour. I'm going to jump out of Plipcam mode for this, and we're going to fly over and take a look at the different set scenes, as these kind of rides can take quite a while to go through, so we will go through some of the scenes at night time. You can see it pulling in just here, this Studios Back Lot Tour, and you can see just around the corner we have, I think this is the last scene, the stunt show that occurs here, so you have all of the cars that start flipping over, the stunts that you have going on. I don't want to spend too much time on this ride, as certainly there's better rides in the park, but I would say that, you know, everyone sees the same animatronics that we have with the cars, but very nicely put together scenes. If these are custom, these are very impressive buildings. I'm not too sure whether they are. They do look like blueprints because they don't seem to link together, and they're all they're all grouped together with the pieces that come with them. So I would say that they might be blueprints, but well done if you have created them. We've got a soundstage around here, which is perfectly themed with the green screen as well. I do like how the light kind of overspills onto that green screen, creating a blue screen really. But you've got the backlot tour, and there's lots of good parts to this ride. It's certainly a ride that I'd like to enjoy. I went on the one at Disneyland Paris, and that was certainly enjoyable as well. So those kind of rides are always a hit, and certainly in Planet Coaster you can do them well with the animatronics that we have. So moving on to the Ghostbusters rides, this is another ride that we're going to almost skim over. No disrespect to the creator, but again, with these kind of rides, you do see very similar setups all the way around. So we're going to take a look around. We've got Hello There, and we're going to go into daytime because I know that you can read this. I was reading this and taking a high score from this, which I didn't get the high score. I got like 1,800 when the high score's like 4,000. So you've got all of these signs greeting you in. A few clipping issues, and I don't like this blank area when I was riding the ride. I wasn't enjoying that bit, but you can see all of the different scenes where you have the ghosts flying about just here, and you'd shoot them. There's some good scenes around here. I would say for realism there should not be any grass in here, but of course the guests aren't going to see it, so for piece count I guess you don't want to be placing anything more down here. A good utilisation of all of the billboards that we have, the ones that came in the Ghostbusters pack, to make a city kind of landscape, although I do think that it's not very cohesive when you see it on the left and then a big blank wall on the right. Some better scenes around here. I really like this temple, how it's black all the way around the outside. That's how it would be in real life. You don't need to theme all of the walls there, so that's very nicely done. You've got the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. Huge set piece just there, and you head around and get applauded by the Ghostbuster people. You did it. Welcome back to the station. The station's very nicely put together. We've got all of the Ghostbusters backpacks just there. But I would say that, again, clipping issues on the inside of this building are an issue, but something easily amended. So we're not going to jump into Plipcam because I know there's so many rides just here that we're going to run around and find another ride to get going on. So you can see some toilets around here. There are clipping issues again. Certainly an issue with this park is clipping, but easily sorted out. Just grab the piece and rotate it around. The best things about this park, I think, certainly the custom signs. This amazing Nickelodeon sign with the basic shapes and some of the splat pieces, perfectly done. And I do think there is an indoor Nickelodeon kind of world theme park which has a really cool like inversion coaster that goes back and forth on itself. But yeah, really nice theming there, and we're going to try and jump into the Nickelodeon almost world. And to do that, we need to pass under this SpongeBob SquarePants, the ride. So I mean, look at that. I'm not too sure who's been creating these, and if it is you, which I do think it is, congratulations, because this is quite insane. On the PlayStation, they have many people who are making amazing signs. On the Xbox, we don't have so many, so well done for creating this. I mean, look at that. Really realistic, and just how it would be. The scale is perfect, and it sits on that backdrop as well. And before I forget, we're going to try and run around to where there's some other signs, because I might have forgotten them if we moved on a little bit more. Here's Patrick just here. Look at that. That's quite some insane theming just there. And then we've got Squidward again. The shaping on this is so good. It does help that it's a bigger sign, so it will help that it is bigger. So you got, of course, the art shapes are a bit bigger in the game. And you can see all of, I'm not too sure what these are. Are they flowers maybe? Or different underwater plants. And they carry on onto the other side of the ride, as you'll see in a moment. So let's jump on SpongeBob SquarePants, the ride. Let's go through the entrance where you have all these cargo kind of areas. It does seem to be quite a nicely themed ride. You've got all these portholes for the ship or whatever you're transporting into. And then you go outside into more of a, cattle pen queue line area. You've got some theming in here, which must be references to the film. I'm not a great fan of SpongeBob. I've never really watched it that too much, but I of course know the characters. They're very iconic. Some more cattle pen queue line. Mr. Zombie Blood is hating this, and we'll run around to the station. So this looks to be a spinning coaster, which it is, a spiral spinning coaster. And the test ratings, we'll take a look at them, but no one ever really cares about the test ratings in Planet Coaster. It's so difficult to get them right. The G-forces do look acceptable to what real life would be wanting. So let's speed up and let's get up this lift hill. It's lift hill time, so make sure you subscribe to the Planet Plipcam channel. Nothing to do on the lift hill, it's always boring, so make sure you hit that big red button, and hopefully we can get to 600 subscribers very soon. Thank you so much for your support. It's really appreciated. But you can see all of the theming in here. Really good art shape work. That's certainly one of the skills of this creator. It's certainly the art shape work that's going on. So now I don't have to control with my controller. I will read the park description, which says, "Welcome to Movie Studios. After 5.5 months, I was able to finish my biggest project to date. The park is fully themed with all custom signs made by me." Made by me. See, that's why I needed to record this and then read this description. The theme park has 3 coasters, 2 dark rides, a backlot tour, go-karts and multiple flat rides. The rides are best at night and include my recreation of the Hollywood Tower of Terror, but feel free to check the park out at daytime too. Enjoy, made on Xbox Series X. So a really good informative park description, and it's always nice to see when creators give you a proper idea of what's gone on in their park, because of course these are labours of love. We all enjoy playing in our parks and building, and it's lovely to know the story behind the parks themselves. So that coaster was really impressive whilst I was reading this. There are some jolty moments, but that's perfect for these kind of coasters. I especially like this bit around here. I'll try and find it just here. This helix as it goes around this bit here, and then down into the brake run. It's always difficult to do the camera work while speaking, but I'm managing so far, and I do like these kind of horseshoe elements. One thing I would say was that this was a bit, this bit here, you can see the banking is very sudden, so maybe something to address. But we'll try and find the exit for this one, and we'll navigate to that exit and go and take a look at some other areas of the park. There's so many cool things to take a look at, but here first, you've got actually a ride photo booth, so that's nice to see. I'm certainly going to be making one of these in Plipcam Studios very soon. Souvenirs all the way around. Very nicely themed for Planet Coaster Console. Of course, we don't have TMTK, and that takes you out to the same place, actually. I thought it would take you somewhere else where the other SpongeBob actual signs were, but it doesn't. It takes you to the gift shop ride exit way. So the first thing you're going to see after exiting there is this really nice diner. Now I'll take a look at this building, as of course I'm always wondering whether things are custom or not. I think I'll believe that this is custom. Of course it is all grouped together, so it's sometimes a little bit, you never know if it is a blueprint, but well done if you have created that. And the same thing again with this toilet block. Very impressive, especially with these planters around the outside. Very well done. I like the placement of these. The more I go on, they do seem to be a little bit more blueprinty. Maybe that's just all because they're in the same building. But then when you look at these lights, they do seem to be quite custom around there. So very well done. I like how you've got this big expanse of land. Sorry, my camera work is atrocious today. And we're going to go on to the Speed Zone Racing. I mean, the first thing that catches my eye is this. Look how insane that sign is. I mean, the size of that, really well done to keep it nice and small. And then you've given it a stroke as well. That's always difficult. You can build the letters, but to make a stroke that actually works, that's really difficult in Planet Coaster. So hats off to you for that. So we'll take a look at this ride. We'll just jump down to the queue line. A really horrible Catapan queue line, although it does have a cover over it, so that's okay. You wouldn't get too wet if it was raining. I don't think you would get wet at all unless they'd shut this ride. Of course, if it was raining, because it is go-karts after all. But we'll take a look at the theming around here first. We've got a nice car that's been sectioned off. It kind of reminds me of the Lunar, it's something, Autopia or something, that they have at Disneyland Paris. Certainly a reference that I kind of get from this. So let's take a ride on here. I'm not going to control it, but we'll just take a quick ride around the go-kart track. And I know it's difficult to theme these, especially with the barriers, to get them clip into the sides of the track. And you can see they're ending the race. And we'll just take a look at an overhead of things so we can actually see how they've been built. A nice tunnel, not too themed. It would be cool at night time here. Let's take a look. We'll flick it into the night time. You can see, you get all those lights shining down, and you get a brilliant view from here of the Hollywood Tower Hotel, which we're going to take a look at a little bit later. So we'll carry on in nighttime. I do like to give a bit of variation as we head around this area of the park. You can see there's perfect foliage around here. Maybe a bit expensive. There's lots of colour in your foliage. Maybe a bit more greenery would be very good for realism's sake. But we're going to head around to the Hollywood Tower of Terror. I'm always getting lost since I'm having to talk at the same time. But thank you for bearing with me and joining me for this spotlight. Here is the Tower of Terror. I'm not too sure how much of this is a kind of recreation of the one at Disneyland or Disney World, but you know, it looks all really impressive so far. We're going to head around this queue line, and you can see a nice kind of cover area, canopy, and you can head down, it seems, to the right hand side. That's where everyone's going, and there's a bit of a barrier area where you can't go, it seems, or maybe you can. Sorry for this camera work, it's not brilliant today, but you can see toilet building just to the right there. It's quite a big one, which is perfect because, of course, you know, you don't just have a 4-meter grid piece building just for a toilet, so it's perfectly realistic. We'll head through these doors. Hollywood Tower of Terror Hotel, as you can see there with HTH. You've got the luggage, people checking you in, the service elevator. This is certainly the best thing in this park so far. I'm really enjoying taking a look around this area. The realism of the books and everything around, the smaller pieces really make this area. And here we hit the start of the queue line. You can see we're almost in the basement here, the service elevators, and we're going to head through these doors. It's nice how you blocked out some of them, so it's like there are other areas to this building that could be explored, but not when you're riding this ride. So let's speed it up, and I think we might go to test mode so we can get it going straight away, and we'll take a look at this ride. Hopefully we get people out to the station as quick as we can so we can get onto this ride. We're going to take a full POV of this one, and I do hope that you enjoy this one. I'm going to talk all the way through, as why not? This is a mega park. I might lose my voice some point through it, but that's all the beauty of the Planet Plipcam channel. So we'll take a look through here. I do like the lighting that you've got on the floor. Certainly realistic. It would be nice to see. I sometimes do like it when you've got the rails, or however this thing is actually moving through the elevator. So a bit more realism maybe around the sides. Some service buttons or something might be good around there. You can see the first view. Not the most beautiful view, I must say. You do have some big concrete buildings, but then the second view seems to be, I'm not too sure, some kind of starry clock scene. We are on the furthest to the left scene, but there you go, that's a proper view. If you're over to the right hand side seat, you might get a little bit of a better view, but a nice view of the park just there. And you're going to drop all the way down. I would never ride these, and that says something like, well, I can't read it from here, I'm not going to have time to move, but it says something RMC, so maybe it's just Thought Park hinting at something again, but like they did in their scare maze, but I don't think so. This is a completely different park. Nice trigger lighting again with those stanchions that hold the lights just there, and you head down to a nicely custom sign. Now, it would be nice if that was moving to maybe hypnotize you almost, but of course we can't do that in Planet Coaster. That would be quite a cool feature to have in the future if they did in Planet Coaster 2, to be able to trigger sequence and move the pieces yourself, so you can make your own kind of scenes. And I could see lots of people spending a lot of time doing that. So really impressive ride, this one. Hollywood Tower of Terror Hotel, and you can see the lighting that's been put together here. So much work. We're going to go into daytime because it deserves to, you know, have all these looks at this. You got the triangle pieces making the hotel sign. Spectacular design on here, and then you've put the fairy lights around the outside, which actually perfectly work. And I do like how you have the Hollywood bit. It doesn't actually have that bit on there, but really inspiring for me is that these triangles, you know, using smaller pieces, how you're not going to see them so much from the outside, and they're making a really nice small font. So certainly something I might bring into my future parks, and really nicely themed. Something around the outside is that they do seem a bit regular, the windows and everything, and not very textured, so maybe adding some spooky spider webs might be a good thing to add around there. But all in all, a very nice ride, and the plaza and everything that goes with this ride is very well done, especially how you've got this veranda and everything out on the outside. So I think this is kind of this area of the park capped off. I certainly don't want to be missing much. So we're going to go onto the left-hand side of the park just now and take a look around there. So we've got a lake to the right-hand side, some kind of adventure scene going along around here with the boats in the water. Ancient ruins heading into almost an Egyptian kind of ancient Egypt maybe kind of area. And you can see all the temple pieces working really nicely for all these shops that border this plaza area. I do like how you've got these different textures all the way around these planters, that work really nicely. So we'll take a look at this one. We'll go into nighttime. Certainly the lighting for this one does excel at nighttime. It's the Ring of Fire. I don't think I'll ride this one. It looks terrifying, the amount of hang time that you get on this one, but amazingly themed. I have seen lots of temple pieces like this done before on the workshop, on the Steam workshop, but we'll take a ride on this one quickly so you can see all the different effects. So it's quite an impressive ride, as you can see how you get so close to all of these really nicely textured walls. You've got the fiery effects and the lighting that's going on all the way around. And we'll go into daytime just to see what's on the water. It is lily pads. I was wondering what that was. But you've got a nice bridge going over to the water features, which you have the water coaster for. So very nicely done. The queue line's very nicely themed as well. No Catapen queue lines. Good for a flat ride. You don't want to be waiting for too long for that one. So more toilets around here. Nice supply of different facilities that you need in a theme park. And it looks like we might be getting onto our second coaster of the day, Indiana Jones Temple of Doom. So let's jump in the entrance. It is nice how you've got this little step up. However, for disabled access, it's not too great. Maybe sink it down. As you can see, people's feet are clipping through this. Good theming all the way through, using different DLCs as well. Spooky DLC in here. Certainly don't have to stick to the Adventure DLC to do this kind of theme, which is really nice to see. It would be nice to see some supports on that pathway though, as we head around here. Lots of treasure. It's a real maze, this queue line. But we finally get to the station for our second coaster of the day. This is Indiana Jones. We'll take a look at the test results and hopefully not go on the wrong train to spoil it all. There we go. We'll take a look at the results. Very nicely done. Well kept down there. And let's see if anyone's going to be joining us today. Here we are. Here's our guests that are joining us. And we're going to be taking a look at this ride. So down into the lift hill, a nice kind of pre-drop section just to warm you up into this coaster. We'll fast forward a little bit so we can take a look at the view at the top just here. Let's take a pause because I think that view is quite nice. Just looking around all the park, you got a brilliant view all the way around. So let's go down. I do like how this is not given the huge drop at the start. It's nice how you've got different elements to this coaster really. You head around into this really nicely banked area. You do clip into some trees at some points, which would be a safety issue, but some good airtime around this coaster. Certainly does need a little bit more banking in some areas, and I like how that door opens for you to go into this dark section just around here. So you've got of course all the temple pieces, and then you head into what looks like a lift hill. So it clips through the door, which is annoying. I do find that in Planet Coaster the doors that you are provided don't really make sense, because it's not really Planet Coaster's fault, because if you're going to ever have something going through, otherwise the door's going to be above the track or the rails or the water trough, so it does always seem a bit odd how things are allowed to clip through, but certainly not my favourite feature of the game, how that works. But you've got turn back now on a sign here. It's always difficult controlling the ride and speaking at the same time, so I do hope you're enjoying this video, and it's always difficult, so we'll see if we do this in the future. I just thought for such a mega park we're going to be controlling this and speaking at the same time. Really nicely triggered effects through here. I'm not too sure if they're actually triggered to the ride or they're just going constantly. We'll find out if we get our head smacked by this big wooden thing just here, which it doesn't seem like we did. And we're heading down into a big pit of lava, a big budget kind of scene there. That would certainly be, unless it was just big lights and rocks, quite a high budget area of the park. But it certainly seems that this park is a high budget park, especially for a movie studios park. So you've got some more vines and into a dark section, into what looks like we're going to be going into the station. Oh no, we're not. We're jumping into a lift hill, and that might be the end of the ride. Yes, it is. As you head into the station, just there, we'll try not to get stuck just there, and you can see nice theming again. It's interesting how it looks like you've tried to do some custom supports around here, and I think you've stopped. just at the end there. But the chain link fencing, excuse me, very good to just have around there for the realism. Of course, there's nothing to fall, but it works well. You've got a taco, like on this kind of gulpy food kind of area, a gulpy and a excelente, and here is obviously the right exit way, which I'm not going to go into that maze of a building again because I know we'll get lost. But very nice waterfall that heads into that adventure area. And again, these routes just here, it reminds me of Disney. I've mentioned it so many times today, but certainly some of my fondest memories of theme parks are at Disney. So we're going to head around this big entrance area to this area of the park and try and get into the next area. So I'm kind of getting lost a little bit here, but you've got the SpongeBob characters just up there, Squidward and Patrick, but you've got this big diner building. If this is custom, which it does look like it's going to be, it's quite an impressive building. You've got the condiments just here, the basic shapes and the wall mount pieces. Very well done. And then, of course, all of the pieces that came in the World's Fair pack, I think. And the camera's going to go mad for us, but we're in this kind of city zone, which is nicely themed. Very good usage of the brick pieces with some nice textures. And around the back, you do have a staff-only zone where you have warehouse 1A and 113, and that's just a blank building in there, but that is perfectly fine. So we go around here on the road. We'll jump over here. I do like how you've got some of the trash, if this is America, which I do expect it to be, this park. So we've got a stage zone here. We've got these, I think it's the Barbershop Quartet, the band just there, and they're running on loop. They don't seem to be doing anything at the moment. There they are, so you can see them singing their little song. A very nice part in the game, one of the favourite pieces of many, the Play Planet coaster, and they did really well when they added that in the DLC. So some more cityscape buildings, and you've got the central square, so that must be what this area is called, and the arcade just in here. If these are custom, again, I've seen these on the workshop many times, and these are, well, you've got the penny shovers, you've got the ones where you can control shooting, just like you can see here. These are certainly something that I'd be wanting to make in Zomplip Studios. I'm a big fan of not using blueprints, but I do think that these are yours. If they are created by someone else, then credit to them. But just look at this billiard table, all created with the candy canes, perfectly done. I mean, I'm going to have to create this. You do need to cap it off on the bottom just so you can't see it, but very well done. It really throws me back to geekism vibes and how this is all done. So congratulations. I'm really impressed with that building, the arcade. So you've got the nice art on the floor again, and we're going to head around now into Tomorrowland. So this looks to be a sci-fi area, and these custom fonts again, perfectly done, all custom by yourself. And this is one of the Enterprise Cosmo wheel rides. We're going to take a quick ride. Hopefully it won't take too long for people to load into this ride. So take a ride on it. We'll just hopefully get a ride on it. We'll see if anyone wants to even go on it. There they are. They're all out the exit way. And we'll take a ride on this. We'll speed it up so we get up to the top. I've never actually been on one of these. I had the chance at Alton Towers, but then I suddenly got too scared to go on them, because I'm a bit of a wuss when it comes to theme park rides. But here we are. This is certainly one of my first rides on one of these. So you can see there, I don't think I'd like to be in these cages. The one at Alton Towers is a bit scary by the looks of it. So you've got the nice queue line, just goes around there. And nicely how you've just themed it, not too much. It reminds me of the Buzz Lightyear ride at Disneyland. I don't know why I'm referencing it. It's obviously in my mind. I'll be dreaming about it tonight. But the same kind of scenery that blocks it all the way around the park. You don't need custom all the way around your queue line. So you've got some more sci-fi kind of eatery areas. We're going to go into nighttime just because I think it will look good with all of the lighting around here. We've got a staff building that you're not allowed to go in, and if you do, you're going to get zapped by all those lasers. The restrooms, very nice building again. It does look like a blueprint to me, but unless you're just very good at, grouping everything into buildings, this is certainly a custom building there. Very nicely done archway. And heading around this area, we've got the Orbiter. This looks to be another ride. Yeah, just a flat ride. Quite an interesting ride. I don't think I've ever seen one of these in real life in person. but it certainly would be fun, these rides. And nice how you got the foliage around the outside. A bit too perfect for me, as it does need to be a bit more realistic in terms of how regular the foliage is. But I do like it, how you're trying to get foliage into the park. We've got a nice set piece just here of theming. We've got the exit for that ride, and then onto what must be one of the most intense coasters in this park. I'd hazard to guess this is Mission Space, and again, these custom fonts are spectacular. I've been doing some stroke work in Plipcam Studios, and it's really difficult, and for this font it works so well. So maybe you've seen this online, how to make the C into an E, but really good quality of signs, and the S into the P, and the A again just blends so well. I know lots of people will be envious that they're not on Xbox, so they can ask people, commission Superfly to suddenly do some signs for them. So we're going to jump onto this coaster, so we'll head around to where the entrance is. A nice queue line around here as well. This reminds me of Geekism's Subnautica Dark Ride, the way this queue line is done. The gravity is now turned off, so now you're in space and there's things flying around. Perfectly done area of the park just there. I really like that, and it's themed perfectly all the way through. You can see all the sci-fi pieces. They can get a bit monotonous to many builders, as loads of people of course have to use the same pieces. But we're going to try and forget that we just saw that and wait for the coaster car to get into the station so we can take a ride on this one. So here we are. You didn't see anything. We didn't spoil it at all. We're going to the results, and you can take a look at those. They're quite high, but as we say, it's Planet Coaster. And you can see around the outsides here, some of the textures are being lost. So that just shows you the amount of pieces that are placed on this ride and the amount of detail. So hats off to the creator for that. So let's enjoy this coaster, as it seems to be. We seem to be heading into more of a dark section of this coaster to start with. So it looks to be a pre-drop at the moment into what seems to be a big disaster as we head out past the warning signs, and you can see all of the different things that are blowing up. Something's definitely going wrong, and we've got to escape by the looks of it. I do like how you've got those panels around the outside. They're going to look awesome as we launch out of this building. And look at that. That's so, that's really imposing. Got the lighting that's about to blast you through, and the triggered lights perfectly done. I did see this as a blueprint on the workshop, just this ride, but you can see how the lighting works. Wow, quite impressive. We're going to be taking a look at this off the coaster, so we can take a look a bit later at that lighting, but it's worked so well on that first inversion. So you've got some more inversions. I'm not too sure if these are custom or not. They do seem very regular, certainly the first one, but then again, if you are provided them in the game, I do tend to use them if you've got a nice straight piece of track going into an inversion. A block section, or that seemed to look like it was boosting you just there, but some more inversions over the water, brilliant lighting and views of the moon. I would say that at this point it does seem like it's not as smooth as the other areas, maybe because it's slowing down. You get to realise it a little bit more, but a bit more smoothing certainly needed there. And again, just as you head into the station, a bit more realism may be required in a block section, break section, with a transfer track possibly. But you can see around there, that must be the exit to the coaster, and you head around that pathway, and you can see just here the lighting. We're going to try and look at the coaster, how it does it. So an amazing dark ride section, to be honest, how it works all the way through here. We'll try and find the coaster car. There it is, before it launches out, and you can see the triggered lighting that happens in this tunnel, and we'll just take a look at that now. So we'll just speed up. Look, there you are. It's almost like there's fire and it's all turning off perfectly. And let's take a look at this inversion as the lights go on. Focal point from the whole of the park. And you can see it's almost rainbow colours as well, which is really nicely done. So into the first huge inversion just there, and really impressive. So we're going to go into daytime just because a bit of variation of how we're looking at this park, and I think that is that area of the park capped off. That's Mission Space just over there. So we've taken a look at that, very nicely done, and this plaza area we've taken a look at as well. Over here we had the adventure ride, and then to the right hand side the amazing go-karts, Really nicely done, standard layout, but worked very well. The Hollywood Tower Hotel, Ghostbusters ride. We've got a backlot tour just around here, and again the plaza area was very nicely done with the custom signs. So that brings us to the end of this spotlight. If you have enjoyed it, I really appreciate you liking this video and subscribing to the Planet Plipcam channel. If you'd like to check out another one of my videos, then they'll appear just on screen just now. Thank you so much for joining me. Well done to Superfly, some amazing custom signs, and thank you for letting me know in the comment section down below of my videos when I should, when this was ready for a spotlight. So thanks very much, and I will see you in the next one.